Всем привет! С вами Людмила Киреева и компания «Путешествия со смыслом». И сегодня у меня особенный выпуск, потому что у меня в гостях друг семьи, с которым мы уже знакомы более 10 лет. Это Сатс, он из Южной Африки, он профессиональный путешественник. И это человек, который очень сильно повлиял на мою жизнь, на жизнь нашей семьи. Мы с ним познакомились 10 лет назад, он был на каучсерфинге и приехал к нам в Россию, и после этого через год мы оказались в Южной Африке, и дальше уже невероятная история наших совместных путешествий продолжилась на протяжении 10 лет. И сейчас мы встретились в Лаосе, мы сидим в Луампарабанге на лодке, и сейчас поплывем в круиз по Меконгу, и есть уникальная возможность задать вопросы моему другу из Южной Африки, Сатсу. Он работал в правительстве Южной Африки, работал с правительством Советского Союза. Человек с большим опытом путешествий, с большим жизненным опытом. И мне кажется, это будет интересно послушать всем людям, кто путешествует и кто нет. И давайте начнем. Мой первый вопрос. First question for you. Я очень сильно удивляюсь. I'm so impressed. Когда мы идем по улице, сидим в ресторане где-либо, ты все время знакомишься с разными людьми. I don't know how many conversations you have per day, maybe, может быть, 10 раз, 10 незнакомых людей, может быть, больше. И есть ли у тебя чек-лист, кому подходить, а кому нет?
No, there's no checklist. Absolutely no checklist. I like people. When I see somebody, you can see by the way that people look at you, they smile at you, whether they open or closed. And if you greet, they greet back. Yeah. And you can hear by the accent, they are not from the country. So it's nice to just talk. And I always believe if you smile, the other person is going to smile back. And that opens the door. If there's a checklist, there's no checklist. It's just, how do you talk to people? It's like if you are having a problem at an airline counter, and you're really angry because it really wasn't your fault, it was the airline's fault. If you scream at the lady or the man behind it, they're not going to help you. If you smile and says, I understand, it's difficult, just help me, please. I need to go on the next flight. How can you? And you're smiling all the time, and they can hear in your voice calmness. It's like also when you are raising a baby, you're a mother, you've raised 2 children. If you are stressed, the children get more stressed. Yeah. If you are calm,
Okay, it's very interesting. You're very open to people, open mind. And what gives you, what it gives you when you communicate with different people?
I'm just fascinated that this world is getting smaller and smaller. So why I do it, I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't know. I'm just trying to understand how small is this world getting. When I was your Tia's age, I didn't have the opportunity to travel. Now more and more young people are traveling. And it's not expensive. And the more you travel, I believe we make the world a better place. Maybe we should travel a bit more and we'll have less problems all over the world. Yeah. I really believe, yesterday we met this young girl from Israel. And I spoke to her, you heard me speaking to her, and I didn't attack her, even though I'm totally against what Israel is doing. What I said to her, I'm really sorry that all of this is happening and that your government is not doing what it should be doing. There was no aggression because I didn't attack her. I really think we need to talk to each other some more. The more we talk to each other, the more we get to know each other, the world becomes a better place. Eh?
Yeah, nice. Very interesting. Вы были советником по переговорам с первыми лицами разных государств, разных стран. Какие главные уроки, what's the main lessons ты вынес из этой работы?
Good question, because I come from the generation that remembers the Soviet Union. You also know that I lived in Ireland for many, many years. And interesting, the first time I went to the Soviet Union, and I went to Moscow, and I was in Red Square, and I went to Lenin's mausoleum. It really moved me. And then I began to understand what I call the real Soviet Union, both the negatives and the pluses. And all the time I was living in Ireland. And in Ireland, the politicians, publicly they disagree with each other. Privately, the politicians from one area, they have an interesting election system in Ireland. They all work for their people, irrespective of where they come from. That taught me something. I learned the Soviet style of negotiation. Later on, I learned the Russian style of negotiation. And then I learned the Irish style of negotiation. The first thing the Irish people do is make you feel comfortable, genuinely make you feel comfortable. The first thing in my days in the Soviet style, we drank vodka and ate beautiful vodka, by the way, and ate this nice sausages. In Ireland, you drink Guinness and you talk, and you never talk about the problem directly. You talk and you talk. In negotiations, I studied how to negotiate in university. They teach you all sorts of things, that you listen. You have to show the person that you understood the question, whether it's in a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, or whether it's in a big international negotiation. You have to show the other person by looking in the eye that you understand where they're coming from. And you can't go boom. You have to find a way that works for both. In my professional life, I try and do that. I think in my private life, I'm a disaster. I'm not sure. When I meet other people, I also try to, because I don't have to stay with them, I'm not living with them, it's easier. What I'm saying works in public life. In private life, it is real. What I learned from my son when he was very young, I think we discussed this. It's when we listen. How do we listen?
Very
We have to,
carefully.
we have to listen with the eyes, the ears, and the heart. That says a lot, eh?
Yeah. Назови одну фразу, которая работает на любых переговорах, хоть с президентом, хоть с таксистом, хоть с детьми.
There isn't a phrase.
Okay.
What there is, though, is show the other person you have listened. I really think that's a secret. If I show you and demonstrate to you, I know how you're feeling. I know what you're talking about. I might not agree with you. That's the secret of any relationship. Again, we go back to this little kid, you know, eyes, listen with the eyes, ears, and heart. It works all over the world, I think. Being hard does not work.
Yeah.
Being hard shows that you are stronger than the other person. And that's oppression for me. You cannot abuse the other person, even if you have the upper hand.
Что бы ты сказал себе 20-летнему, который еще в начале пути?
What advice?
Yes, advice for all people, maybe
I think
for young.
about it all the time. When I was 20, I had all the answers. I felt very strong. If we go back to the young Israeli girl that we met, at 20, I would have said, you people, you are committing genocide. In your country, I would have attacked her. This is a 20-year-old girl. And I was 20. I would have just gone boom, 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 boom. And I say that to your beautiful daughter all the time. Listen, be kind. We might not agree with the other person. That's what I think, that's what definitely I'll go back to say to my 20-year-old self. Think of how the other person feels. Think whether the other person actually is responsible for what the government is doing. Think about the other person. Are they responsible for the parent who's drinking too much? Think of, you cannot you cannot attack the person. Try and understand. That's, when they say, I remember when I was little, my father, who was a very clever man, I thought, always said, when you grow older, you will learn. When I translate that, what he should have said, and what we should say to our kids. As you get more and more experience, you learn to address a problem differently. It's not about age, it's about life experience. I really think the opportunity to travel. And when you travel, do not travel to go and see another site.
Yeah.
Travel to meet different people and try and talk to them. I mean, we've been now together for almost 2 weeks. Me first with your husband, now with your kids. And we've met so many people.
Yeah.
And you would have noticed every one of them spoke to us and was interested where we came from, why we are here. We spoke about children, we spoke about education, we even spoke about their governments.
Yes. Okay, thank you, nice advice. Я расскажу короткую историю. Когда в Сатс впервые приехал к нам в Россию, в Домодедово, мне нужно было сходить в школу. У нас в школе, в общеобразовательной, находится филиал школы танцев. И я пригласила его с собой провести экскурсию, познакомить вообще, как внутреннее образование выглядит внутри русской школы. И он был очень сильно удивлен, и я эту историю запомнила на всю жизнь. У меня идет съемка. Thank you so much. И он был удивлен, как мы зашли в приемную к директору, и заходили учителя, заведующие, никто с нами не разговаривал, не знакомился, не говорил привет. И в какой-то момент он не выдержал, для него это было очень удивительно, и начал разговаривать и сам здороваться с секретарем. И сначала она держала такое лицо серьезное, но потом не выдержала, он сделал ей комплимент, какая красивая блузка у нее была, какой красивый маникюр у нее был. И она разулыбалась, вся растаяла. И, наверное, так мне кажется, я такой урок вынесла из этого, что любого человека, даже самого угрюмого, самого закрытого, все равно можно его порадовать комплиментом, сделанным в его сторону. И это вот самый главный, основной урок, который я вынесла один из первых 10 лет назад, познакомившись с Сатсом.
I remember that very, very well. That was 10 years ago, eh?
Yes, yes.
10 years ago. Wow.
It was so funny.
Yeah. I can understand Russian. You didn't know that?
Ты был в более чем 100 странах, но есть страны, в которых ты еще не был. Есть ли страна, куда ты мечтаешь поехать? Which country you dream to go?
Yeah, it's so difficult to answer. As I'm getting older, I find it's so much better to travel with somebody because you have these amazing experiences. To have them for yourself is a bit selfish. I've done many types of travel. I've traveled for my work a lot. I've traveled with family, and now I'm traveling with friends. I think my next step to be open has to be with somebody special.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. Even on this trip, we were talking about to experience the joy of what we see. It's so nice to share with somebody. You know, it's selfish to enjoy it all for yourself.
Okay.
I like it. And do different. Not the same standard tick on the box, I went here, I went there, I went there. Sometimes just sitting in the cafe in another country, trying to understand each other with or without a translation software. It's amazing.
You're traveling not about just country, it's about people, yeah?
You know how this trip came about. You can tell
Yeah.
the story.
Yeah.
You can tell the story. You know, I came here, you were the reason.
Yeah. Короткая история про то, как мы оказались с Сатсом в Лаосе. У него был запланирован трип в Гонконг. И после этого он думал о том, чтобы прилететь в Бангкок. Мне нужно было с моими детьми приехать в Лаос, чтобы сделать детевые визы для них. И так совпало, что время нахождения в Бангкоке с Сатсом совпадало. Я ему сказала: слушай, мы летим в Лаос, давай-ка присоединяйся к нам, нам так будет удобнее с тобой встретиться. И несколько дней мы провели в Бангкоке, и он очень гибкий, очень адаптирующийся, и сказал: why not, конечно же. И вот сейчас мы сидим здесь, в Лаосе, на реке Меконг. Вот все так это и работает, без каких-то жестких рамок и ограничений. Очень адаптивный ум, открытый человек. A lot of Russian cannot go alone because they don't speak English, and it's not possible for them.
First of all, language in 2026 is no longer an issue. Everybody has a smartphone, you download an app and you're able to talk, whether to the taxi driver, the airline counter. The question, the challenge is, do you want to have the same experience as everybody else in your country, or do you want to push your boundary? Pushing your boundary opens up the world in terms of ambition, in terms of opportunity, in terms of being a better person. If you can travel solo, go.
Okay.
You meet lots of people.
Life hacks you have to prepare to traveling.
The first is travel light. Pick clothes that you can wash and wear easily. Count the number of days. I normally pack for a minimum of 10 days. I'm OCD, so I have to shower at least twice a day, change twice a day. The second is to be open to opportunities. If you can afford it, go and stay in a nice hotel. If you want to meet people and have fun, go and stay in a hostel, even if you have money, because you can get your own room, you can get your own bathroom, you're going to meet lots of people. Young people are the future, and they have fantastic ideas.
Yes.
I can go on. And about food, open yourself. You might dislike it. Right now I'm dreaming about eating food that my mother used to cook. But food here is nice.
Sats, thank you so much. It was very helpful for us. Very nice advice. You have a lot of experience. I think it's the best advices you can give us. Мы сейчас провели очень классный разговор с моим другом, и, знаете, я поймала себя на мысли, что путешествие – это не про отели, это не про билеты, это не про достопримечательности, это про людей. Все путешествия, которые отправляюсь, это, конечно же, про расширение картины мира посредством общения с разными людьми, с разными культурами, погружение в локальную жизнь. Это очень классно, это очень интересно, это очень сильно расширяет мировоззрение и знания о себе в том числе. И если вам после этого выпуска захотелось погрузиться в культуру каждой страны, если вы хотите больше узнать о странах, о людях, локальной жизни, присоединяйтесь в мои путешествия. И я очень буду рада видеть вас, глубоких людей, которым интересны смыслы, которым интересно рассуждать о жизни и узнавать больше о других культурах и о себе.